Hey folks, how's everybody doing out there? So, you probably noticed this channel has been a little quiet. I've spent most of the summer so far writing a new course. If you follow me over on Blue Sky, and you should, then you'll have noticed I've been posting, skeeting, bleating. I still don't know what to call posting on Blue Sky. Let's go with bleating. I've been bleating about CSS a lot because my new course is CSS for software engineers. The video course is going to be available on Dome Train later this year. I'll be running it as a workshop at various conferences, and I have a funny feeling there might even be a book at the end of it. But that's taking up pretty much all of my time, not to mention brain capacity, and hasn't left a whole lot of time for YouTube videos and stuff. But it's nearly September, yeah, really, which means it is nearly conference season again, and I'm going to be bouncing around Europe for the next few months talking about all kinds of things: machine learning, text encoding, Rockstar, open source, and yeah, CSS. Now, here's the thing. When folks like me get invited to speak at these kinds of events, the organizers really appreciate it when we make a bit of noise about it, post it on social media, blog about it, make videos, and I get it. Marketing is tough. Every bit of coverage might help shift a few more tickets. And the algorithms that drive social media apparently love short-form portrait videos. But, you know, I'm 47 years old. I listen to Bon Jovi. I still don't really understand what TikTok is for. Somebody like me making a video on my phone about a .NET developer conference and hoping it'll go viral is, I believe they call it cringe. But then I remember a few years ago, I was in Tartu in Estonia where I was given the keynote at a Digit, and somebody recognized me in the street from one of my YouTube videos, and we got chatting. It turns out they're a developer. They love code. They really liked my conference talks, and they had no idea that I was the keynote speaker at a multi-track international conference taking place right in the city where they live. And Tartu is not a big place. It's got about 100,000 people. So here's the deal. I'm going to tell you where I'm going, on the off chance that you're local and you have some training budget left, because it would really suck if there was an awesome event happening right there in your hometown and you didn't know about it until afterwards. If you want the whole 10 reasons you can't afford to miss Open Tech Dev Con Days 2025, well, nah, that is not really my jam. That kind of marketing is better left to the trained professionals. But for what it's worth, I do try to make sure that every event I'm involved with is excellent. You know, I put a huge amount of work into preparing talks and workshops. I bring stickers to give away, and I try to make sure that I have as much time as I can to meet people and hang out and chat about what you're all working on. So here's where I'm going to be. I'm obviously not expecting any of you to come along to all of these, although I will be very impressed if you do. But if I'm going to be in your neighborhood and you can persuade your company to buy a ticket, then come along and say hi. I did mention I'll be giving away Rockstar stickers, right? So September 8th to 12th, I'll be at NDC Copenhagen, where I'm running a brand new workshop about all the amazing things modern CSS can do. And I'll be giving a talk about algorithms and why they're not as scary as they look, and probably eating quite a lot of barbecue at War Pigs because, hey, Copenhagen, right? Then September 25th, I'll be in Edinburgh, ScotSoft 2025, talking about plain text. Weird and wonderful stories about teletype machines and Hungarian Scrabble and how emojis actually work and what Pike Matchbox has to do with driving in the Soviet Union. October 3rd, I'll be in Dordrecht in the Netherlands with Fronteers. That one's a one-track evening conference, so it should be a lot of fun. We haven't finalized all the details for that one yet, but keep an eye on frontiers.nl for more news about that. October 9th and 10th, I'll be in Riga at Zabbix Summit. Zabbix is an open source observability platform, so the event is all about observability, infrastructure, monitoring, automation, DevOps. But Zabbix is also interesting to me because it's a successful commercial project that releases all its code under the Affero GPL. So they've invited me along to talk about open source, the history and future of free software, and how we might be able to create a truly sustainable model for open source development. Then I'm in Portugal for 2 weeks. October 13th to the 16th is the Azure Developer Summit in Lisbon. This one is a brand new event. It's organized by Microsoft in partnership with NDC and Techorama. It's all about cloud and AI and .NET and C#. And then the 20th to the 24th of October, it's NDC Porto, which has a different format this year. Instead of 1-hour conference sessions, it's all hands-on workshops. So I'm doing 2 days about CSS for software engineers, plus a session about building a ray tracer in JavaScript, and another one about how to build your own programming language using C# and .NET and parsing expression grammars. And I'm home for a couple of nights, then Eurostar to Rotterdam and onwards to Utrecht, where by a happy coincidence, Techorama is in town the same week as the Tweakers Summit. So Monday, 27th of October, I'll be at Techorama with a one-day introduction to distributed systems with .NET workshop. Tuesday, 27th, Techorama in the morning, and then heading over to Die Fabrik to close out the Tweakers Summit. And then I'm back at Techorama on Wednesday. And then November 5th to the 7th, I'm at Øredev in Malmö, where I'll be telling the story of how I built a Rockstar interpreter in WebAssembly using C#, and we'll be rocking the party stage with the line breakers. Oh, and if you're thinking, wow, that's not nearly enough traveling, this guy isn't even trying anymore, I'm also gonna the Euroblast Festival in Cologne the end of September, and I'm heading to Yorkshire for the Whitby Goth weekend at the end of October. Not performing or speaking or anything, you know, just going along to watch bands and have fun, you know, like a normal person. So that's what, 9 tech events and 2 music festivals in 7 countries in 2 months. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Come along and say hi. Right now, though, I got to get back to writing about how CSS Flexbox actually works, which turns out to involve way more mathematics than you might think. Oh, and for everybody asking when the next installment of the History of Software in 3-letter acronyms is coming, it'll be out after I finish writing this course. Promise. You folks take it easy out there. You look after each other, remember to have fun, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.